Age of Sigmar has just dropped for the second time. It is Age of Sigmar 2nd edition, and it came out yesterday from me recording this video. I had never played Age of Sigmar before. I had my first game yesterday. It's like a trial game in Games Workshop, and I had another game today. Thankfully, I collect Siege and 1,000 Suns, so I had a lot of models that could cross over, so I could build an army without having to give Games Workshop any more money, which was always good. So I had a game, and I really enjoyed it, and I found out that it's very easy to learn coming from 40k. So in this video, I'm going to try and convince you why this chair is so squeaky. I'm going to convince you why you should start learning Age of Sigmar coming from 40k. Warhammer. Yes. Okay, why to play Age of Sigmar? Number one, why to play Age of Sigmar is that it's new. So all these other stupid nerds, not you by the way, you're great, have just have to learn the game again. There's loads of changes, so everyone's having to start from near enough scratch again. So you're not going to have to go into a game mode that everyone's already a legend at playing and they know all the little handy tricks and things. Everyone's starting from scratch again, which is a really refreshing way of playing. So you'll be coming into a new game with a lot of the veteran players also coming into the same game, but new. Another reason, it's actually really easy to learn from 40k. A lot of the rules cross over very simply. I might do a video on how to actually play the game coming from 40k, because I had one game and now I can pretty much play Age of Sigmar. So it's very easy to learn coming from 40k. It's a lot simpler and it's a lot quicker. The game mechanics are a lot quicker, which I'm really liking. The parts of it some parts have got a lot of different nuances and stuff. Most of the rules are exactly the same. So like, you can still advance, you can still pile in. Piling's very similar. The way the phases move, apart from the psychic phase, which is now the hero phase, is now first. It's a bit more advanced than just like a psychic phase, but most of it is very similar, and you'll be able to pick it up very quickly coming from Games Workshop. Coming from Warhammer 40,000, you've already come from Games Workshop, I'm assuming, or you're buying offcasts. Naughty. A third reason is because you probably already have the models. So like myself, I play Siege. There he is. And 1,000 Suns. He's just there in the corner of your eye. He's looking very nice, isn't he? Thank you very much. Yes. So I play Siege and 1,000 Suns. Just for a weird reflection in that window. That's very weird. If I get abducted by aliens, I don't know, say hi. Anyway, I play Siege and 1,000 Suns, so all my Siege demons can carry over to 40k. As well as that, a lot of your models may be able to do the same. I've got a quick example here. Camera, change. So, we've got a Primaris Space Marine on a jump pack. I've completely just forgotten his name. Oh, you can't use him in Age of Sigmar? Not really. You can't really use him. But if you're wanting to play Age of Sigmar, you can use him as a substitute before buying any models to decide if you like it or not, which is a really cool thing to do. Also, if you want to play that thing, you could just use a Space Wolf. There you go. Look, that'll work. You can use that as a substitute. That kind of work. You could use, if you don't have a Primaris on a jetpack, you could have a Raven Guard. I mean, everyone's got a couple of Space Marines. I don't know who hasn't got a couple of Space Marines, because what we all start on, really. If you want just that's like an Age of Sigmar custom Custode. Custodies work beautifully next to, those models look so similar. And they're quite nice to cross over. So here's like a modded Custodies, which is, kind of cool. There you go, look at that. So you've got, their work. That can work. The biggest rule changes of Age of Sigmar are things like, okay, so damage. So, if you've got like, something that does D6 damage, or D3 damage, or just straight up 3 or 2 damage, that actually passes over to different models. The idea of that is you're swinging a sword and it's hitting other people. So it's not just the hits that can be passed on. Damage can now be passed on. So if you're doing D6 damage, that's then getting passed on to like a squad of 6 1-wound people, which would still work. That's a very interesting change, and you kind of got it takes a couple of attempts just to kind of learn and work out. Another difference is that when you're charging with someone, or before you charge, when you're moving, you have to stay 3 inches away instead of just less than an inch away, which is again a bit odd. I actually really like this. It basically means you can still fail a charge. So if you roll double ones, then you'd actually fail that charge. Instead of having to get within an inch to have a successful charge, it's half an inch, which is a bit strange, but it's again just to stop you, to make it possible to actually fail a charge instead of just walking that close to someone and then the charge going off. As I said, that the way the game phases change. There's it starts with the hero phase, and then the rest of the game carries out as normal. Hero phase is kind of like the psychic phase. It's also where your heroes can give commands and orders, and that's where you do all your magic tests and stuff. Most characters can actually cast spells and stuff. There's some really cool spell models. I haven't brought them yet because they're like £45, and I started playing yesterday. Yeah. They're kind of the main differences, to be honest. Other than that, everything's very similar. Apart from it's a lot more simple. So if you look on a chart, there will be things like to hit, to wound, and then you'll save. Instead of looking at toughness and strength and going, right, so so you're on -1 toughness 4 to my toughness 5, so you hit on 3, so that'd be 4s. No, 5s. 5s to wound. Yep, sure. No, didn't go through. Okay. It would just say wounding on 4s, and then it's just a bit quicker. The game's a lot quicker. Something I actually quite like is that it's kind of a bit more like smaller armies. And the problem I've got with playing 40k is that everything's bigged up so much. There's 20 trillion, quazillion, dillion, pillion Astra Militarum out there. But there's you can believe a small army of troops and stuff would come into battle against another small army of Tzeentch troops, which is just quite nice. It just feels a bit more fleshed out. Yeah, there's some of the differences. I'm gonna do a series of videos about how to actually play 2nd edition Age of Sigmar. To a standard where you can just you and your mate can just get some models together and bash it out. We're not gonna look at the advanced rules, but how to pick up the core rules going from 40k, because it's very easy to do. And this is why you should play it, because first of all, if you ever want to work for Games Workshop, you're going to need to know how to play both. So there's a good reason. Second of all, some of the models are really nice and they're really cool. And it's nice to have a bit more variety, and you kind of learn all this new lore and stuff. And it seems really big. It is a little bit intimidating for the first 5 minutes, and then it's oh, okay, this is actually quite simple. And it's quite nice seeing if you've got it's like my Tzangles. They're not very well. They're okay in 40k. In Age of Sigmar, they've got 2 wounds apiece, hitting on 3s if you give them dual axes, which is hitting and wounding on 3s with buffs. You can buff them to have a feel no pain. Just see, all these things are the same in Age of Sigmar. A lot of the rules are crossing over. So it's really nice. Yeah, so it's just a short one. This is my first Hammer video. But it's just saying now's the time to get into Age of Sigmar. 2nd edition has just dropped, and it's alright. It's pretty good. So yeah, cheers. Give me a like. That'd help, or subscribe. That'd help twice as much. And I'll see you again.